Welcome to the Ramayan, Stories of Dharm and Devotion. I'm Sandeep, and in this podcast, we'll journey together through the timeless epic of Valmiki's Ramayan, filled with stories of honor, sacrifice, devotion, and righteousness. Our narrative isn't limited to Valmiki's original composition. It also draws inspiration from other Indian traditions and folklore. Our aim is to offer you an experience of this timeless tale that not only touches your emotions, but also provides insights into every aspect of life. In today's episode, we continue with Bala Kanda, where we explore King Dashrath's meeting with her erstwhile daughter Shanta, the Putra Kameshti Yagn, and the miraculous births of Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan, each destined for greatness.
As we saw in the previous episode, Sage Rishyashring graciously accepted King Dashrath's invitation and arrived in Ayodhya to officiate the Putra Kameshti Yagn. Accompanying him was Shanta, Dashrath's beloved daughter, whose presence added to the joy of the occasion. Upon seeing Shanta, King Dashrath's heart overflowed with happiness. He said with great affection, "Shanta, my daughter, seeing you after such a long time fills my heart with immense joy. How have you been? How is life treating you?" Shanta replied warmly, "Father, I am doing very well. Rishyashring and King Lompad have taken great care of me. How are you and Mother Kaushalya?" With a hint of emotion, Dashrath responded, "We both miss you dearly, my child. Do you ever think of us and of Ayodhya?" Shanta hesitated briefly before saying, "Father, when I left Ayodhya, I was filled with surprise and sadness. I thought it would be very difficult to live far away from my parents. But King Lompad treated me with so much love and respect that over time, I began to see myself as a part of their family. He gave me the affection and care of a father. Now, I fully accept him as my parent." Dashrath smiled, his eyes reflecting both pride and relief. "Hearing this lightens my heart, Shanta. I always worried about you, wondering if you are happy and well. Knowing that King Lompad and Rishyashring have looked after you so tenderly gives me great comfort." Shanta, her face glowing with enthusiasm, said, "Father, I am very excited about this Yagn. It fills me with joy to know that through this sacred ritual, Rishyashring and I can help fulfill the dream you have cherished for so long. I truly hope this Yagn succeeds so that the legacy of your lineage may continue." Dashrath, beaming with pride, replied, "Your words mean so much to me, Shanta. You have always upheld your duties and ideals with grace. Knowing that you are equally devoted to the success of this Yagn brings me immense happiness." Shanta smiled and said, "Father, I am fully involved in the preparations for this Yagn. Both Rishyashring and I are committed to ensuring that everything is conducted with the utmost precision and devotion. I am also eager to know what my future brothers will be like." Dashrath, deeply moved, said, "Your dedication and enthusiasm give me even more strength, Shanta. I have no doubt that this Yagn will succeed and that our prayers will be answered." The reunion of Dashrath and Shanta, combined with the arrival of Sage Rishyashring, marked the beginning of an auspicious chapter for Ayodhya, one filled with hope, devotion, and the promise of divine blessings. During this heartfelt conversation, the love and warmth in the eyes of both Shanta and Dashrath were unmistakable. For Dashrath, this moment was not just an opportunity to see his beloved daughter, but also to affirm that he had entrusted her to the right hands. Dashrath felt immense joy knowing that Rishyashring, who was now also his son-in-law, was not only a sage of unparalleled devotion and penance, but had also given Shanta a happy and fulfilling life. This realization brought even greater peace to his heart. Shanta actively participated in the preparations for the Yagn, her enthusiasm inspiring everyone around her. She was overjoyed to witness the fulfillment of her father's long-cherished wish. Deep within, she already felt a growing affection and love for her soon-to-be-born siblings. Kaushalya, seeing her daughter Shanta after such a long time, was overcome with emotion. As Shanta approached her and touched her feet, Kaushalya pulled her into a warm embrace. Tears welled up in her eyes, but her face glowed with happiness. Kaushalya said tenderly, "Shanta, my child, seeing you after so many years has filled my heart. How have you been? Have you faced any difficulties there?" Shanta replied with a smile, "Mother, I am doing very well. King Lompad and Rishyashring have taken such good care of me. I have never felt the lack of anything there, but I miss you all very much." Kaushalya lovingly stroked Shanta's head and said, "Seeing you here has lifted such a weight from my heart. The contentment and happiness on your face tell me how beautifully you have embraced your new life. That is the greatest joy for me." Amidst the preparations for the Yagna, while Shanta and Sage Rishyashring busied themselves with organizing the ritual, Dashrath and Kaushalya sat together in a quiet corner of the palace, exchanging their thoughts. Kaushalya smiled and said, "O king, seeing Shanta after so many years fills my heart with joy. She has become so mature and virtuous. Her humility and sense of duty make me feel like she is our greatest accomplishment." Dashrath, his voice heavy with emotion, replied, "Yes, O queen. When I entrusted her to Lompad, I had many doubts in my heart. But seeing her now, I am certain we made the right decision. She has not only become an ideal wife, but has also brought honor to the values we would have raised her with." Kaushalya, with a touch of sadness, said, "O king, don't you think she must have missed us terribly? Many times, I feel a deep void not having her by my side. But seeing her here now gives me peace, knowing that she has been happy and loved. Lompad and Rishyashring have truly embraced her with affection and respect." Dashrath comforted her, saying, "Kaushalya, I do think of her often. But Shanta herself told us she has accepted Lompad and Rishyashring as her own family. Knowing that she is content, that takes away all my sorrow. And we should feel proud that she has fulfilled her new responsibilities so beautifully." Kaushalya nodded with pride and said, "You are right, O king. Shanta's virtues and character shine through in everything she does. She has not only brought honor to us, but has proven to be a true reflection of the values and teachings we gave her." Dashrath, his voice filled with affection, added, "Kaushalya, Shanta's happiness is the greatest solace for us. Knowing that she has embraced her new family and is thriving there makes all our pain disappear. We should indeed be proud that our daughter is so virtuous and steadfast in Dharm." As they shared these thoughts, they reflected on the reason they had given Shanta away in adoption. King Lompad, a close friend of King Dashrath, was a valiant ruler of Anga and had married Varshini, the elder sister of Queen Kaushalya. On one of his visits to Ayodhya, Lompad, who was childless, expressed a surprising desire to adopt Shanta, Dashrath's only daughter, with Kaushalya. Kaushalya had been taken aback by the unusual request. Why would Lompad want to adopt Shanta? The answer lay in his understanding of Dashrath's circumstances. Dashrath had 3 queens, and thus they had the possibility of having more children in the future. Lompad, knowing this, sought to make Shanta his own. Although Kaushalya was initially unhappy with the idea of giving her only child away, she empathized with her sister Varshini and Lompad's deep desire for a child. Eventually, she agreed to the adoption, understanding that this decision was not just an act of compassion, but also one of duty, as Shanta would bring joy and fulfillment to Varshini and Lompad's life. As the grand Putra Kameshti Yagn began, the atmosphere resonated with the sacred chants of Vedic hymns, and a sense of divinity permeated the air. Sage Rishyashring, seated at the Yagna Vedika, initiated the sacred ritual with utmost devotion. The chants and the sanctity of the rituals filled the environment with profound spiritual energy. King Dashrath, watching Sage Rishyashring conduct the rituals with divine precision, felt a deep assurance that his prayers would finally be answered. The entire city of Ayodhya buzzed with hope and excitement. As the Yagna reached its culmination, a divine figure emerged from the sacred fire. This celestial being, known as the Yajna Purusha, held a golden urn filled with a divine nectar called pious, blessed by the gods. Addressing King Dashrath, the Yajna Purusha said, "O king, the gods are pleased with your devotion and sincerity. This sacred pious will fulfill your wish. Divide it among your 3 queens, and the sons born from this blessing will bring glory to your lineage." Hearing the divine instructions, King Dashrath realized the gravity of the decision and resolved not to act alone. He decided to consult his daughter Shanta, Sage Vashisth, Sage Rishyashring, his 3 queens, Kaushalya, Kaki, and Sumitra, and his trusted ministers. Shanta, who was not only the wife of Sage Rishyashring but also an integral part of the Yagna, said, "Father, this decision lies in your wisdom, but it must be made with balance and justice. This pious is not just a blessing, but a symbol of a new beginning for our lineage." Sage Vashisth advised, "O king, the distribution should be guided by Dharm and fairness, considering the roles and virtues of each queen. This decision is crucial for the balance and prosperity of the dynasty." Sage Rishyashring agreed, adding, "Balance and justice are the essence of Dharm, and they should guide this sacred act." During his discussion with his queens, Kaushalya humbly said, "O king, we have complete faith in your decision. Whatever you deem appropriate will be the best for us." Kaki added, "I respect your every decision. Let it be aligned with Dharm." Sumitra, with a gentle smile, said, "Whatever is decided on the path of Dharm and justice is acceptable to me." After consulting everyone, King Dashrath reached a decision. He allocated half of the pious 50% to Kaushalya, the chief queen, as her role was primary in continuing the royal lineage. 1/3, 33%, was given to Sumitra, whose role was pivotal in maintaining harmony and balance in the family. Finally, 1/4, 25%, was given to Kaki. Additionally, the remaining small portion of the pious, left after the primary distribution, was also given to Sumitra to ensure fairness and balance among all. Having finalized the decision with the guidance of his trusted advisors, King Dashrath accepted the golden urn with reverence and humility. He then presented it to his 3 queens, Kaushalya, Kaki, and Sumitra, with deep respect. Entrusting his daughter Shanta with the responsibility of distributing the sacred pious, he said, "Shanta, you must oversee this important task and ensure that it is carried out properly." Shanta, holding the pious with great reverence, pledged to fulfill this responsibility with utmost devotion. She distributed the pious among her 3 mothers according to the proportions decided by the king and his advisors. Shanta entrusted the largest share of the pious to Kaushalya, symbolizing her role as the chief queen and her significant contribution to continuing the royal lineage. Next, she allocated a substantial portion to Kaki, reflecting her favored position and unique status in the kingdom. Sumitra received 2 parts of the pious, 1/3, and the remaining smaller portion, honoring her balancing nature, dedication, and vital role within the family. Throughout this process, Shanta displayed her grace and wisdom, ensuring that each queen received the blessing in alignment with her role and position. This moment was not just a familial one, but also a significant religious and spiritual ritual. It symbolized unity, devotion, and the beginning of a divine chapter in Ayodhya's destiny. Her role added an extra layer of sanctity to this sacred ritual. Kaushalya, accepting the pious, looked toward King Dashrath with gratitude and said, "O king, this is not just your blessing, but a boon for the entire Ikshvaku lineage. I accept this offering with utmost devotion and faith." Kaki, too, accepted her share of the pious and said, "O king, this is the grace of the gods and the fruit of your unwavering dharm and dedication. I accept this offering in the spirit of devotion and gratitude." Sumitra, known for her humility and balanced nature, accepted both portions of the pious and said, "O king, this offering is not only for us, but for the welfare of the entire kingdom. I receive it with deep reverence and gratitude." Following this balanced distribution, the sages, scholars, and members of the royal family present in the Yagnshala witnessed this divine moment. The air was filled with sacred chants and reverence, as if the gods themselves were watching and bestowing their blessings upon the ceremony. In due course, the blessings of the Yagna bore fruit. Queen Kaushalya gave birth to Ram, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, destined to restore balance and righteousness in the world. Queen Kaikeyi bore Bharat, known for his loyalty and devotion to Dharm. Queen Sumitra gave birth to Lakshman and Shatrughan, who became symbols of unwavering love and dedication toward their brothers. The city of Ayodhya brimmed with unparalleled joy upon the birth of the four princes. A festive atmosphere enveloped every corner of the kingdom. The sweet melodies of music echoed through the sky, and the streets were adorned with flowers and vibrant decorations. The citizens hailed King Dashrath with chants of praise, welcoming the arrival of the four princes and wishing for their bright future. After years of longing for an heir, Ayodhya not only gained one successor, but four extraordinary princes, each destined to uphold Dharm and establish righteousness in their unique ways. Ram, the eldest and the son of Kaushalya, was born with a serene and divine presence. From his early years, qualities of compassion, wisdom, and devotion to Dharm shone brightly in him. Beloved by all, Ram's demeanor reflected his belief in treating everyone, whether noble or servant, with equality and respect. His very presence exuded peace and joy. Ram was regarded as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, born on earth to restore Dharm and vanquish evil. Lakshman, the son of Sumitra, displayed unwavering devotion to Ram. His nature was filled with immense love and a protective instinct toward his elder brother. Lakshman accompanied Ram like a shadow, dedicating his strength and loyalty to serve him. His bond with Ram became a timeless symbol of brotherhood and devotion. Lakshman was considered the incarnation of Sheshnag, the serpent who eternally serves Lord Vishnu by residing with him on his divine couch. Bharat, the son of Kaikeyi, was renowned for his sense of duty and selflessness. Despite his young age, he possessed an exceptional understanding of justice and an unwavering devotion to his family. Bharat demonstrated that true love and devotion lie in selflessly sacrificing one's own desires for the greater good of the family. He was believed to be the incarnation of the Kunch shell, which resides in Lord Vishnu's upper right hand and signifies divine communication. Bharat played a significant role in spreading Ram's message and upholding Dharm. Shatrughan, the second son of Sumitra, shared equal dedication to his brothers. His bond with Bharat was profoundly strong. Shatrughan always stood by Bharat's side, assisting him in every challenge. Although less celebrated, his contributions to preserving the family's honor were indispensable. Shatrughan was believed to be the incarnation of the Kamal, lotus, held in Lord Vishnu's lower right hand, symbolizing peace and beauty. The birth of these four princes was not just a blessing for Ayodhya, but also a divine indication that the gods' plan to restore Dharm, truth, and righteousness had begun to take shape. They were not merely princes, but future leaders destined to guide humanity with their ideals and sense of duty. The laughter and playful chatter of the four princes echoed throughout the palace, filling it with life. Yet, beneath this cheerful innocence, their upbringing carried a profound sense of purpose. Each prince was being carefully prepared for the critical roles they would play in the future, roles that were beyond their imagination at the time. Their joyous and loving childhood served as the foundation for the remarkable journeys they were destined to embark upon. Under the guidance of Sage Vashisth and other learned teachers, the four princes received comprehensive training in the art of warfare, diplomacy, and the intricate responsibilities of governance. At Shanta's request, Sage Rishyashring also contributed to their education from time to time. Their lessons extended beyond scriptures and weaponry, emphasizing the fundamental principles of Dharm, justice, and leadership. The bond among the four brothers was one of pure love and devotion. Ram, as the eldest, was not only their guide, but also their ideal. Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan saw in Ram not just a protector, but an endless source of inspiration. One day, as part of their early education, the four princes were sent to Sage Vashishtha's hermitage to practice the art of archery. In the serene and sacred environment of the Gurukul, the princes began their first lessons in archery. Each prince practiced in his unique way, but Sage Vashishtha's focus remained on Ram. The way he concentrated on his target, the precision of his arrows, and the composed grace of his movements deeply impressed the sage. Sage Vashishtha thought to himself, Ram possesses all the qualities of a great leader. He is not merely a warrior, but has the potential to become a protector of Dharm. Meanwhile, King Dashrath, eager to witness his son's progress, decided to visit the hermitage. When he arrived, Sage Vashishtha welcomed him warmly. Dashrath, brimming with enthusiasm, said, "O sage, I wish to see my sons in the early stages of their education. It would bring me immense pride to watch them learn and grow." Understanding the king's sentiments, Sage Vashishtha responded calmly, "O king, I understand your feelings. But in the Gurukul tradition, the initial phase of a disciple's education is meant to be independent. Your presence might inadvertently distract them from their focus and self-reliance. Rest assured, your sons are on the right path. Allow them the opportunity to carve their own identities." Although eager to see his sons, Dashrath respected the sage's wisdom and the sanctity of the tradition. He replied, "O sage, you are right. My sons are in your care, and I have complete faith that under your guidance, they will receive the finest education." Sage Vashishtha, bowing to the king, reassured him, "Your sons will not only understand their duties, but will also rise to fulfill their responsibilities toward Ayodhya and Dharm with utmost dedication." As King Dashrath departed from the hermitage, the princes resumed their training. Alongside Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan showcased their individual strengths. However, Ram's calm and composed nature left a lasting impression on Sage Vashishtha, who became convinced that Ram was not just a successor to the Ikshvaku dynasty, but a guiding light for the preservation of Dharm and justice. During their time at the Gurukul, Ram and Lakshman embraced their education with unmatched dedication. Their understanding, skills, and eagerness to learn repeatedly impressed Sage Vashishtha. One such day, after their training session had concluded, the young princes were resting under the shade of a grand tree. Lakshman, ever curious and playful by nature, noticed a village girl at a distance. She was heading toward the river with a large pot to fetch water. Lakshman's sharp eyes were drawn to the unusually large nose ring the girl was wearing. Amused, he leaned closer to Ram and, with a mischievous grin, said, "Brother, look at that girl's nose ring. It's so large that it seems bigger than her face." Ram, always a blend of affection and gravity toward his younger brother, smiled softly at Lakshman's playful observation. Ram appreciated Lakshman's youthful curiosity and decided to add a little more delight to his mischief. Picking up his bow gently, Ram said with a twinkle in his eye, "If the nose ring seems so large to you, why don't we make it a little smaller?" Lakshman, surprised and intrigued, asked eagerly, "Is that even possible, brother?" Without saying another word, Ram, with his calm demeanor, placed an arrow on his bowstring, aimed carefully, and released the arrow. Miraculously, the nose ring shrank in size. The girl, who was busy filling her pot with water, was startled to see her nose ring suddenly becoming smaller. She looked around in bewilderment, trying to understand what had just happened. Lakshman, watching the scene unfold, burst into laughter, unable to contain his amusement. But Ram wasn't done yet. He nocked another arrow, aimed it with precision, and shot again. This time, the nose ring returned to its original size, leaving the girl even more perplexed. Lakshman turned to Ram, his eyes wide with admiration and laughter. "Brother, your skills are truly remarkable. I doubt anyone else could achieve such a thing." Ram, smiling warmly, replied, "Lakshman, power and skill are not meant to harm or intimidate. They are tools to bring joy, to teach, and to inspire. This light-hearted incident was more than just a playful moment between brothers. It reflected Ram's extraordinary skill and his ability to handle situations with grace and affection. It was a glimpse into his profound nature, where seriousness and compassion seamlessly intertwined. In such moments, the true essence of the brothers' childhood came to life, a perfect blend of playfulness and discipline. They were not only excelling in their education, but were also strengthening their bond with each passing day. These childhood experiences laid the foundation for their future, where love, respect, and mutual understanding would guide them through life's challenges. The lessons they learned and the bond they shared during these formative years became an unbreakable force, standing steadfast against every trial they would face together.
In the next episode, we will delve into the story of Sage Vishwamitra and his pivotal role in the Ramayan. This tale will not only highlight his unparalleled dedication and penance, but also reveal how he prepared Ram and Lakshman for their first great test. Thank you for listening to this series. Please share it with your friends and family so that the eternal story of the Ramayan reaches every heart. Though we may never fully know what transpired in those times, the timeless teachings of the Ramayan guide us on how to uphold Dharm, truth, and duty in our lives. It remains an invaluable beacon of wisdom for every era. Until then, may the light of Dharm guide your path.